Hey YouTube, today we're looking at the Lego Jazz Club. Hey everyone and welcome to Brick Talk TV. In today's episode we're taking a closer look at the 2023 addition to the well-established Lego Modular Building series. This year we have the Jazz Club. This set was released on January the 1st as is tradition for all the modular buildings, and it follows on from last year's boutique hotel set. We reviewed that set too last year, so if you want to take a closer look at that, check out the link in the top right. Today though, we're going to be taking a look at this latest edition, so sit back and relax and we'll take you through the box instructions, minifigures and set details. As well, if you like this video, do smash that like button so others get to find this video. First, taking a look at the box, we've got an expected black design. In the top left we have a modular building collection icon that has developed over the recent years, and we have a funky Jazz Club looking logo. As we move down, we have a red Lego banner running across the bottom of the box, which details that this is an 18 plus set released under set 10312 and consists of 2,899 pieces, so it's quite a large modular building. As we move up and out, you can see that actually the main area of the box features the completed sets, as you'd expect. Around the back of the box we can see how this set comes apart, and we'll see that later in this video. And we can also see some scenes of how the minifigures are positioned within the set, enjoying some of the key features of the set and inspiring some playability and positionability if you get hold of the set yourself. In the top right here we can also see the measurements of the set, with it measuring 26 centimeters or 10 inches wide, as it's on a standard 32 by 32 base plate like all the other modular buildings, and it has a height of 30 centimeters or 11.5 inches. Then if you move to the middle of the box, you can see how this year's modulars fits in with last year's and the year before, namely the boutique hotel as we mentioned earlier and the modular police station. As we move along the top of this box, we can see the set features 8 different minifigures in the set, and what we're going to do now is we're going to take a closer look at each one. First up is this chef. He is the owner of the pizza restaurant that is featured in the yellow part of the modular. He's an older gentleman, as you can see from his white beard, and he only has one facial expression printed on his head. On top, of course, he has a standard chef's hat, and he also has a standard chef's torso printed depicting Chef White's. To complete his look, he has a plain white legs as well. The pizza restaurant itself has only limited space for diners, so also employs a pizza delivery guy, which is our second minifigure. He is sporting bright red legs and a green jacket printed on his torso. He has a big smiling face and has some medium nugget hair on his head. In the set he also has a bright green moped, so also comes here with a red motorcycle helmet to keep him safe when he's delivering that pizza. Next up is our first band member that is actually playing in the Jazz Club. This member is a drum player, and we'll see the drum kit that they use later in this episode. This lady is wearing the standard uniform for the band, which consists of black legs and a bright blue waistcoat with a white shirt. For the drumsticks they've actually used Harry Potter wands, which is a great part usage here. She also has a nice big smile on her face and is wearing some glasses. To finish off her look, she has some reddish brown hair that is tied up in a ponytail. Next we have another jazz band member minifigure. This one is a double bass player. He features a double bass accessory piece in his hands, and on his back he has a brick-built case to store his double bass. Like our last minifigure, he's wearing the same uniform as our last minifigure to fit into the band style. On his face he has a smiling expression with a beard and features a hearing aid printed on the side of his head. He has a short haircut or wig piece on his head as well. Our next minifigure is the magician that is performing at the Jazz Club as a support act. She is dressed in a black suit, so has plain black legs and has a printed suit and shirt torso. Hair-wise, she has long blonde hair and has a broad smile printed on her face. In the set there's also additional accessories including some typical magician objects such as a rabbit, a top hat, flowers and some handkerchiefs. Here we have another female minifigure character. This one is playing the role of the Jazz Club manager, and we'll see she has an office later in this episode. She is seen here with a dark orange set of legs, plain with no prints, and then has a blue torso printed with a cardigan and a blouse underneath. On her head we have a black hairpiece in the style of a long hair tied up into a bun, and her face print seems to be showing an older looking face with a slight smile on her face. Our penultimate figure is the tailor that owns the shop above the pizza restaurant. He's seen here with a pair of scissors in his hand, ready to cut cloth in his shop. His legs are medium blue in colour, and his torso he has a bright red shirt printed with a yellow tie, and you can also see some braces printed too that are printed on the front and back. He has a medium length brown hair, and his face features some stubble as well as a grin on his face. Our final minifigure in this set is the star of the show, the main singer of the jazz club. She is seen here in a dress, so features a dress bottom piece in black with some nicely printed gold detailing on the front and back of the dress. On her torso we have a continuation of this pattern, but she has some yellow arms to show that the dress she's wearing is sleeveless. Accessory wise, she has a microphone of course so that she can sing on stage in the club, and she also has a large black hairpiece, and this is the only minifigure in the set that has two printed facial expressions. We have this one here with a laughing pose, and then if we remove the hairpiece underneath we see a secondary facial expression of a broad smile. And that's all of our minifigures, so let's now take a closer look at the instructions that we'll find inside the box. The instructions consist of just one book, which is what you normally get for the modulars, and you can see that this year we have white front and back covers, which is a move away from the black covers that we've seen over recent years. And we have just one book of instructions which are fairly thick but standard for modular buildings. Inside the book we can see the Lego designer Anderson Ward Grubb, which is behind the design of this set, and then as we flick through we understand the inspiration of having a space to have fun with jazz and music. With the build experience we can expect bags 1 to 5 to start our ground level build off, with bags 6 to 10 taking care of the middle or first level, and then we finish off the set with the top level and the roof in bags 11 to 15. Here we can see a 360-degree view of the set, and you can get an idea of the size. Built on a standard 32 by 32 base plate that we are used to seeing for all of the modular buildings to date. This year we have a standard looking front building which is not angled or a corner building like we've seen over last year, and we have two different levels of the building. The club on the left hand side has 3 levels including the ground level, and the restaurant and the tailors are consistent of 2 levels including the ground floor. We also have the standard lamppost on the front with a table to eat pizza alongside the delivery moped. Those with a keen eye will also notice that the awning used above the restaurant window is a nod to an older set which featured this style of awning before, and the umbrella on the table was used in the Pizza to Go set number 6350. Around the sides there isn't much going on, as these are usually covered by connected modular buildings, and on the back we're quite minimal in terms of detail, the only highlight being a wood store for the wood burning pizza oven in the restaurant and a small balcony leading to the club manager's office. Running along the front here you can see the minifigures lined up, and you can make out the club sign and the posters, which by the way are printed tiles. There are no stickers in this set at all, which will please a lot of the adult fans out there. You can see a closer look at the log store area here and the rear door which just has a light above it, but there's not much else to see around the rear of this jazz club. Now let's take a look at how the set breaks down. Firstly we remove the roof pieces on both buildings. Then the top level comes off on its own. And the next level, which spreads over both buildings, is connected as one piece and comes off together. So now that you've had a good look outside, let's take a closer look inside, firstly at the pizza restaurant. You can see the counter here in the restaurant, featuring a printed pizza piece and a plain pizza, and some extra elements that are used to create the pizzas themselves. Moving around to a different angle, you can also see the counter again, but you can also make out the pizza oven in the background. The chimney of the pizza oven also features on every level above as well. Flooring wise, we also have some standard white and black tiles which gives us that kitchen vibe throughout the restaurant. So now let's go into the jazz club itself. In here everything is angled at 45 degrees. We have a stage in the corner which features a drum kit and some other instruments on stage. This of course is where the band and the singer themselves perform, and there's also some lighting and stage curtains which are added to the stage to give it that stage look. In front of the stage we have 3 tables with chairs for the patrons of the club so they can all be set up to view the show. Between the club and the restaurant we have a staircase that leads upstairs to the tailor's shop and also to the club manager's office. First up, let's take a look at the manager's office, and you can see that it features a brick-built desk and chair, as well as a phone and light fixture on the desk. There is a gramophone in the corner, as well as some art on the wall. You'll also notice in the background that the windows are stained glass windows, and that we have a balcony that looks down on the stage from within the office. You can also see the corridor as well, and a continuation of the staircase up to the next level. But before we go and see the next level, let's take a look at the tailor's shop. The tailor has a really cool brick-built sewing machine, which you can see here. Has some gold material being sewn on there at the moment, and there's a stool for the tailor to sit at the sewing machine, as well as a lamp to improve the lighting while he sews. Looking at the other side of the tailor's, we can see a fire for the continuation of the pizza oven from the restaurant below, and we can also make out a mannequin and various other cloth material rolled up ready to use by the tailor. Looking at the roof at the top of the club, we also have a cheeky squirrel making a nest here, and we also have a hatch that gives us access to the floor below. Underneath the roof we can see a continuation of the corridor with a door that leads to the restaurant roof. We also have a dressing room for the star of our show, the singer. Inside it features a makeup table with the standard light bulbs around a mirror, and the mirror is a reflective piece too, so it does look like a mirror. And we also have a continuation of the stained glass window look as the windows. As we rotate the room round, we can also see there's a couch for the singer to rest between shows, and a music stand for the singer to practice singing. Again, we have some artwork on the wall, which is brick built, showing some music notes. And there is a note in the instructions that tell us that this is a piece of art that is created by the artist from the Parisian restaurant, which was modular from a few years ago. Our final part of this set is the restaurant roof, which features a greenhouse where the chef grows the ingredients for his pizzas. This is an interesting build using various windows in different directions to achieve this effect. And inside the greenhouse there's also a really cool tomato plant build. As we scan the outside of the building again here, we can see how detailed the outside is, including flowers in the window boxes and the architectural detail of windows and other aspects of the building. You can also notice great usage of bright orange sausages to give us the round ends of the jazz club sign. On the restaurant side, we have some additional flowers and plants from hanging baskets on the higher levels, and some trellis with some climbing plants on the outside of the restaurant on the ground level. So overall, another great addition to the modular building collection. This one builds on detailing of last year and includes a nice level of detail with brick-built internal additions to the building, with my highlight being the drum kit, sewing machine and the tomato plant. Let me know what your highlights are in the comments below. It's also great that we've got some printed tiles throughout this set, so there's no need for any stickers, which is a real plus I think for most people. I do like most of the colouring of this set, but I'm probably a little unsure of the dark red part of the jazz club's top building at the moment. I think maybe a different colour choice might have been better, but I'm sure that this one will grow on me over time. I'm going to be adding this set to Bricktown in a future episode, so to keep updated, do hit that subscribe button or join the channel for more great perks, and remember to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. And until next time, stay safe and I'll see you then.